Okay, this one's going to be a bit of a long one, but if you're someone who is in their 30s and you want to make a transformation like I did, like the thumbnail that you saw, I want to break it down everything that I did. We're going to cover where I started, my mindset, my beliefs, what I did when I got serious, my workouts, my cardio, the food that I ate, and then at the end, just kind of give you what I would recommend if you're starting out, but you want to get results faster than I did. So, the very first thing I want to show you is now, this is literally a picture of me this morning. And then this was me November 2023. So now I just want to start with, my mindset and my beliefs at this point. So this one here in November, this is actually from MyFitnessPal. That was the day I was like, okay, I'm downloading the MyFitnessPal. I am tired of just being skinny fat. I want to get shredded, and I want to get it, well, preferably by summer. But at the time, what was going on, February, my family was going to Hawaii for a 3-week vacation, which was awesome, by the way. And I wanted to be looking super ripped for that vacation. Just a little nope, didn't get there, didn't make it. That was the only picture I took. I don't even know what I did that day. I'm sure I tracked it in the MyFitnessPal. I wasn't doing any type of formal workout other than running. So in high school, I was a big runner. College, I ran, loved running, was running all the time. But for some reason around this November time, I had to stop running because I was feeling really lethargic. Long story short, I actually had a tumor growing in my heart. I had 2 strokes, sent me to the hospital. This happened after we got back from Hawaii. So I'm guessing the reason why I had to stop running was part of that. But I wasn't doing the right things to actually look fit. And that is working out, using these weights. That's where you're going to stop being skinny fat, by lifting the weights. My belief at the time was like, man, I know how to get big. I've done it once before. So in 2010, I deployed to Iraq. I was in the Army, and I was doing nothing but eating and lifting weights every single day whenever we weren't on mission. I got up from, I think at the time I was weighing like 150. And then when I got home, I weighed 172 pounds. But my problem was I didn't know how to properly lose the fat because I wanted to look ripped, shredded, but I didn't. I just looked like a bigger version of myself, but a little more muscular. Wish I had a photo of that. And I remember at this time, I even did like this weird pea soup, like thinking like, oh, if I eat this pea soup, because it was in some book my wife had me read, it was Jessica Simpson's trainer that recommended like getting 12,000 steps a day, eating this soup along with a couple other smoothies throughout the day. That's how you can lose the weight. Yeah, that does work for some people. But I'm telling you, the method that I use now, where I'm tracking my calories, tracking my workouts, tracking my steps, this is a way. It's a way to get there faster because you actually have a map, a roadmap. I used the Lose It app. So that was my beliefs beforehand. When I decided to actually get serious, I started recording everything in an Excel sheet. I went ahead and bought this Omron scale. This one's cool because it does your body fat percentage, does your muscle. Now, I will say it's not 100% accurate. Like, things kind of all over the place whenever it comes to body fat percentage, but it does give you a little benchmark you can work with. You got to use what you have, and that's the best tool that I have. I think that scale is like $80. I also bought this little tape measure that I can put around myself, and it'll tell me my measurements. And I got to be honest, I don't use this anymore. I haven't used it, I don't know, in like 3 months. But when I started out that 2.5 so years ago, or I guess June 2023. Oh, so it'll be, yeah, it was June 2024. So it'll be exactly 2 years when I got serious this June. So it's not quite 2 years, but I was using it religiously. So let me see if I can share my screen here to show you measurements. Share. Okay, perfect. So I started June 16th. I measured everything. So here's my weight at this point. The only thing that really sucks is I don't have a picture of myself, which I was taking pictures. I ended up I deleted all of them off my phone because I was stupid. So anyways, But here's what the scale gives me. The one that I bought tells you your weight, your body fat percentage, your muscle, your resting metabolism, your body's age, which at the time I was 36, and visceral fat. But I just want to show you when I got serious, June 16th, that week, I was not lifting weights. I was simply eating at an 1,800 calorie deficit. This is not something that I recommend. I doing a cut first because I'm watching all these YouTube videos, I'm reading all these articles, and I'm like, okay, if I'm skinny fat, then let's go ahead and lose the fat first. Terrible idea. It's better to just build the muscle, lose fat at the same time. If you're someone who's skinny fat, because chances are you're not lifting weights. You might be running like I was doing, but it's the weights that's going to transform your body. So I did the cut, and you can see here, I did it way too fast, which is not recommended because in those few weeks. So went from 152, boom, just in a matter of, what is that? Well, you can see right there the dates. And I got down to 144 pounds. I looked crazy skinny. Here is a picture of me at 144 pounds. I do have a photo of this one. The thing right there. My wife was like, okay, you need to eat more food. You're looking way too skinny. I was at least lifting weights at this point. I was doing a dumbbell workout. It was just 3 days a week, and I was just sticking to that. That was it. This is actually the workout program that I was using. Let me see if I can share my screen again to show you. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well, I can't pull it up. It's not going to be able to. Oh, here we go. Maybe it will. There we go. Now, this is the workout program that I was following when I first started, because you can see all the dumbbells that I have. So just day 1, dumbbell squats, day 2, day 3. That's it. I did this for like a month. And I did it for a month. You can see where I started. I made a little Excel spreadsheet because I tracked everything. And this is really important when you're trying to not skinny fat anymore. You need to build muscle. And the only way you're going to build muscle is by adding more weight or more reps or more sets. That's it. Those are the 3 ways: reps, sets, or weights. So you need to track everything so you can do a little bit better the next time. When I first started out, I hurt my shoulder back here doing flies because, once again, I saw where it's like, you got to go as hard as possible to gain muscle. And I did, but in the very beginning, that's a terrible idea. Don't do it from the very beginning. You just want a slow, progressive overload, and that's how you're not going to get hurt. Because whenever I started tracking this, let me share it with you one more time. Here we go. I'm going to go over here to workouts. You can see here, dumbbell squats. Week 1, I was just putting 20s in each hand and squatting. That was it. Then today, let me show you. I use a new app. Let me stop sharing that. And this is called RP Strength that I use. It's the RP Hypertrophy app. And I'm going to, so barbell squat. Here is what I did February 3rd. So 230 pounds, 10 times each. This one's really cool. It's about $29 a month. I like it because I can just track everything in it, and then it'll actually do some progressive overload for me, which is something you can do for yourself for free. I just like this little app. But my point being here is you got to start somewhere. Start light and then slowly add weight. And here's the thing, you're going to add weight super fast from one week to the next, just because you probably aren't lifting any weights right now. And let me show you my first 3 weeks. So let's just do dumbbell squat for example. So day 1 set, I did 20. And the next one, I did 50. And I wish I had how many sets I did. Maybe I was just doing 3 sets of 10. And then the next one, okay, 50. And then I must have stopped tracking after week 4. Maybe I bought, because around this time I bought that app that I just showed you. So as far as the workouts, let's just do this first one so you can have it as an example. And maybe I'll put this in the show notes so you can actually grab a copy. I can email it to you. I'll just have to make a link for it. And then you can have access to this one. Otherwise, just type in dumbbell only workout, 3-day full body dumbbell workout in Google, and I'm sure this will pop up. Just muscleandstrength.com. This is a really beginner-friendly workout program. Okay, there's that. Okay, so those were the workouts that I was doing. Now I just want to kind of talk about like the cardio that I was doing. I was not doing any cardio at this point. I was just doing, let's see. Let me stop sharing. I was just doing steps. That was it. I was trying to get 12,000 steps a day at that point. And the reason why, once again, that Jessica Simpson book, I should go upstairs and grab it to show it to you. That's what he recommended. I wasn't doing any running. I haven't done any formal running like cardio, but maybe 3 times. That's it, where I've actually gone out for a 2-mile run. Because before, once again, I was an avid runner. I'd go for 6 miles and not feel exhausted. But now that I'm untrained, it's just too tiring. And I'm doing 6 days a week now for my lifting weights over there, and my squat racks right over there. Right there. So I will use this treadmill, especially in the winter months, just to get my steps in. And that's it. That's the only cardio that I do. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't do cardio, if you're skinny fat, but the most important thing is you need to be either at a maintenance level for your calories or a slight deficit. And that's where doing the steps is going to help. And then doing your strength training. And what's nice when you're doing the steps, it's not going to interfere with your muscle growth whenever you are doing the strength training. Because I don't know about you, well, kind of like those couple times I did go for a run and you just feel depleted, then the next day you're not going to do a good workout, whether it be bench or squats. And that's no good. That's no good. You want to be able to push yourself every day you're in the gym in order to get muscle growth. Okay, so now as far as the nutrition, I wasn't eating anything. I was eating just normal. I was just tracking my calories. So originally I was using the MyFitnessPal. It gives you an automatic idea of what you should be eating as far as your calorie level. It's going to ask you a few questions. I don't use the MyFitnessPal anymore. Don't even recommend it. I use the Lose It app. It's just way more intuitive. But I wasn't eating anything fancy. I was eating everything my kids eat. I have 3 kids, married to my high school sweetheart, my wife. They all like different things than I like. I could do chicken and rice all the time, no problem, but they don't like it. So I was eating what they ate. I just weighed everything. I don't have that here, but I have a little food scale. I weighed everything to make sure my calories are on track, and that was it. And I guess the really important thing is I was making sure I was eating 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. That was it. So as long as I hit my protein and my calories, I ate anything and everything, which I wouldn't recommend. So now I just want to tell you exactly what I would recommend if you're starting out. If this was me starting out from the very beginning, here's exactly what I would do. The very first thing I would do is download the Lose It app. So there's a free option. I'm telling you right now, it's $49. Just pay for the lifetime membership. That's what I did because it's going to track your protein as well. But the really cool thing, you can actually put in your goal weight and everything, and it'll create a plan just for you. You want to eat at maintenance or slightly below maintenance, maybe half a pound below maintenance. Right now, I'm currently trying to lose some weight. So I'm trying to do half a pound below maintenance because I'm trying to get down to 10% body fat, at least on this scale. So it's just a matter of time. And what's really nice whenever you're eating at this maintenance or just slightly below maintenance, it gives you a lot of room to eat a lot of volume. You're not like super hungry, whenever I tried to cut down, or whenever I did go from that 152 in like 3 weeks down to 144, holy crap. I would be up at night just tossing and turning because my stomach was so rumbling, and listening to other people online. They're like, yeah, that's normal. I'm like, oh, I guess that's normal. No, don't do it that way. Just eat at maintenance or at a slight deficit where you're eating 250 calories below maintenance. That'll allow you to lose about a half pound of fat every week. You'll also be able to get some really good workouts in. So you downloaded the Lose It app. You're either at maintenance or slightly below maintenance, maybe 250 calories less, depending on your goals. Then what you're going to do is find a workout program. You can use the workout program that I did, this one right here. I can share it with you. I'll put a link in the description so you can grab it, or you can just Google it. But what you want is at least, I'm not even going to say at least, 4 days a week, you need to be doing a strength training program. I started with just 3 days a week. I think 4 days a week is the best option. And you're going to do slow, incremental growth every single week. The first week, you're just getting used to the weights. You go ahead and do a set. Then the next week, you're going to go a little bit harder. So here, for this workout, since it already tells you the rep range, that means for dumbbell squats, by that 10th rep, you see there are 3 sets of 10 reps. By that 10th rep should feel pretty difficult. And that's how you need to gauge it. Then the next week, you can try to go for more weight like I did here whenever I was measuring my workouts. You can see I did a huge jump. So I did 20, probably because my legs were burning because I hadn't been doing squat. And then I was able to up it to 50, and I still felt comfortable doing those 10. Because the only way to gain that muscle is by incrementally increasing the reps, increasing the weight, or increasing sets. And you always want to try to go increase weight to the point where you can't, and then try to increase the reps. Then if you're out of weight, like I am, I only have 60-pound dumbbells here. That's the heaviest. Well, then you might need to start adding sets in order to increase the volume, just because I can't increase the reps because I'm struggling trying to do it. So that's the second thing. So you download the Lose It app. Now you got your strength training program. When you have that strength training program, you need to track it. That's where it's nice with like the RP Strength Hypertrophy app, tracks it for you. There's tons of other ones. I've never used them. You can see here I created a spreadsheet. I guess if you want the spreadsheet, I can give you the spreadsheet too. I'll put that in the show notes for a little link that you can go to. So you have those 2 things. Then the next thing that I recommend that is a must is, if you're not doing any cardio now, so you're not doing any, your body's not accustomed to cardio, like going out and running or anything like that, then you need to have steps as your goal. What's cool with the MyFitnessPal, the Lose It app, is it already tracks your steps with you. It syncs to your watch or even your phone. And chances are you're already measuring your steps, even if you don't know it. And you need to aim for a minimum of 7,000 steps a day. If you're not hitting 7,000 steps a day, that's what you need to aim for. If you are hitting 7,000 steps a day, I would recommend increasing it all the way up to 12,000 steps. Then once you've hit 12,000 steps, then you can start doing more intense things. Like my treadmill's at an incline. Now, full disclosure, it's broken at an incline. That's why I do the incline. But I would do it any other way. I would still do the incline. But once you've hit that 12,000 steps, you need to start making it harder. And what's nice is you're going to burn more calories doing that. And then it allows you to eat a little bit more. So I don't know about you, but whenever I'm trying to stick to some sort of diet plan, it sucks when you're hungry. And this will help eliminate that, because then you'll start closing the gap on, instead of cutting food, well, you're just burning more calories. So you could actually eat more. And I like doing it that way. So you've got the MyFitnessPal, you've got your workout, you're getting your steps. Now, when it comes to food, what should you be eating? You need to be eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, per goal body weight. Since you're skinny fat, it's probably better just to do recomp. That means where you're going to be losing fat and building muscle at the same time, because chances are you're not doing any workouts. So this is going to work for you. And lost my train of thought. With the protein, the reason you need to increase this, since you're eating just at maintenance and maybe even at a slight deficit, you want to have enough building blocks. Protein's your building blocks for your muscles to, create the muscle that you want. That's how you're going to do the body recomposition properly, by making sure your protein intake's high. Then as far as what you can eat anything else you want. It can literally be anything. However, what I would recommend now, like this was my breakfast. And once again, I've been doing this for 2 years now, so it's a little different as far as, I've become accustomed to it. This is my breakfast from a couple days ago, but I eat the same thing every single day. I do quinoa with soy milk, berries, and then eggs with tomatoes and spinach. What's nice with this is like 50 some calories. This is like 50 grams of protein for about 500 calories. So now I'm able to get a ton of volume, a ton of protein, and it leaves my, afternoons more open for variety, which is great whenever you have a family. So like I said, I have 3 kids, wife, they don't like eating the same thing. So then for dinner, I can have more of a normal traditional dinner without looking all crazy. And let me show you, let's see here. Let's see a lunch here. Well, this is another breakfast. So avocado, once again, ton of eggs, ham slices, berries. You're just trying to fill up your stomach with low calorie, nutritionally dense food. So I'm getting tons of micronutrients from the food that I'm eating. And then for lunch, I normally do some sort of salad. So it might be a taco salad. So it's a crap ton of lettuce, and I measure everything out. So it's like 175 grams of lettuce. Then I do turkey meat instead of hamburger, just because it's lower calorie. And so getting that volume up. So I just feel full all day long. It doesn't feel like I'm on a diet, which is fantastic. And that's going to be the number one way you stick to this program. Okay, so we've covered, you're downloading the MyFitnessPal. You are getting a workout program. You're getting your 7,000 steps all the way up to 12,000. Then you're prioritizing protein, and you're focusing on nutritious food that you can get high volume in order to feel full the rest of the day. That's it. Now you just have to give it time. How long is it going to take? You're going to see major progress. I mean, like major progress in the first 12 weeks if you follow this to a T. So let me share. Oh, I'm already sharing. Okay. So let's see here. It's not this, not workouts, measurements. Okay. So June 16th, I then said, I need to bulk after I cut. So here I am. And I started gaining a pound every single week, which was crazy because I was eating at that time 3,900 calories a day to do it. I don't recommend this. And so then it was by, where are we at? Okay, yep, November 2nd, I was 166 pounds. But you can see from where I started, it was about the same body fat percentage. And then muscle, the same percentage, overall muscle, if you look down here, muscle weight was 64. So I gained like 6 pounds of muscle. So from June, what is that? June, July, August, September, October, November. In 5 months, you can transform your body like crazy. But I wouldn't recommend doing it this way, once again, because then I had to lose all that weight. Let's see. Here's a picture of me at the 166 pound mark. Okay, so here's 144, right? And then there's me at the 166. I definitely look bigger, but you can see there's not the definition in abs. Well, my body fat's like 19%. Where if I just would have stuck to this plan, and I was all over the place too, I think I did take some time off. Ooh, let's see. In those first few, and when I was eating 3,900 calories, I would eat Oreos, cake. It doesn't matter. I would eat anything to get to 3,900 calories. Not the best approach. So, okay, well, I think that is all I really wanted to say. If you need help now, what I want to do is help people who are trying to do this. If you're a dad trying to lose the dad bod, you want to get ripped, you probably need an accountability partner, someone that's been through this. So I do offer one-on-one coaching. You can go see it in the show notes below. And I hope this video helps. So I'm going to do some more of these, and I'll catch you guys in the next YouTube live. See you guys later.